Periodically, Charles and I choose someone for the Outstanding Service Award. This is not an award that we give every year. We wait until something so spectacular happens that we have to pause and say, we need to bestow this award, service award, on someone who has gone beyond the call of duty and helped out the School of Journalism and Mass Communications. In this case, it's a person who has given untold hours to the school. Van Kornegay has taught in the J School for over 20 years. It's kind of hard to believe, really. Doesn't look that old.
Feel better.
Yeah, no kidding. During that time, he's taught just about every course that there is to teach, and not just here in Columbia. He's taught classes or has led workshops in Italy, France, Africa, the French Polynesian island of Nukuhiva, is that how you say that? Trinidad and Albania. The life of an academic, right? It's a good life. It's a really good life. He's worn lots of different hats, but in the 5.5 years that I've known him, it's been, for me, watching him as a visual communications sequence head, although he's been that longer, more than, how many years, 10 years?
7.
7 years, a long time. Leading the visual communications sequence, where I've watched him lead that sequence with competence, creativity, and compassion. He's always ready to help in whatever way I or any faculty member, for that matter, asks of him. But the reason why he's being honored this evening with the Outstanding Service Award is because if it weren't for him, our new curriculum would still be wallowing in paperwork. So thank you, Professor Kornegay, for being such a dedicated servant in the School of Journalism and Mass Communications. We are all honored to be your colleague.
Thank you. What Carol's not telling you there is that she's really a shrewd administrator, as you might can imagine. She came and told me that I had won this award a few months ago, and I was so flattered and honored. And then she said, "And then will you chair the curriculum committee another year?" So this is payback and a bribe, I think. It is an honor to receive this award. It's especially an honor in this faculty, because this faculty is a faculty, as you've heard some of the testimonies tonight, is a faculty that really sets the bar high for service. Just last weekend, every major was represented, where we went into the Coliseum, locked ourselves in there for 24 hours with 70 students, and did service work for nonprofits, creating ads, logos, communication plans, and things like that. We walked in at 1. There was a whole handful of faculty. We left at 4 o'clock the next day, the next afternoon, and that's an example of some of the kind of things that this faculty gets involved in. They really do. So I'm proud to be considered among those who are distinguished in service there. It's a really high bar. This faculty goes out and serves as mentors and sponsors for things like Society of Professional Journalists, the Student Ad Federation, the National Press Photographers Association, the Public Relations Student Society of America, all the acronyms you can think of. This faculty is involved. They take them on trips to places like New York, Chicago, Atlanta. They do study abroad programs for places like Malawi, Jordan, Munich. So this is a faculty that really goes beyond the call of duty for service, and so I'm very proud to be a part of that. I think what this faculty has figured out, we're in an era where big research university focuses a lot on teaching mainly, and also on research and creative activity. And the third little stool of our existence as faculty members is service, teaching, service, and research. And oftentimes that little peg, that little stool of service is the short peg. It's an easy thing to kind of ignore in a lot of sequences and a lot of majors. But I don't think that happens in this faculty. I think there's an ethos of service here, and that we really plug into that. Service transforms those communities and those people and those students, but service also transforms the server, and I've found that in my life. I've been here, as Carol said, almost 20 years, and my career has had its shares of ups and downs and slow moments and high points. But I've always found that whenever I rolled up my sleeves and got involved in something, in service, I had to put skin in the game. And when you put skin in the game, all of a sudden going to work every day doesn't feel so much like work. It feels more like, I don't know what I would call it, and it sounds kind of hokey, I guess, but love. It feels a little like love. And so when you do that, it's not work. It really is not work. It's something you're willing to get up every day and go in and put your shoulder to the plow. And so that's a lesson I've learned about service. I would say this too about service. It's not something that to me comes naturally. I don't think it does to a lot of us. I had to be schooled in service. If you would have told me 20 years ago that I would be the chair of the curriculum committee and that would be a shining moment for me, I would kind of have gone, all right. So I had to be schooled. And some of the folks that schooled me are the people that were here when I got here, people like Dr. Henry Price, people like Ron Farah, Jerry Jeweler, Luke Brierly. There are a lot of names I could mention. The people were here that I showed up, they'd been here for a long time, and I could tell they loved this place. They cared about this place. And I wanted to be like them. I should also mention, as someone else did earlier, my parents. My mom, Betty Kornegay, is here. My dad, Jack Kornegay, who's passed away. They lived lives of service as well, and I think that somehow got put into my DNA and is slowly working its way out. So I appreciate everything they've taught me about that too. So I don't want to wax too philosophical about service because I'm afraid at the end of it all, on my tombstone, it will say, "Here lies Van Kornegay, member of Rotary and lifetime chair of the curriculum committee." So I'll leave with that.